Hello, this is a very short video about pivot tables. Now, the first and most important thing to remember is that with your data, each line must be a unique piece of information. So for each transaction, we've got an example here where we're trying to understand our budget, where our money has gone. So for each transaction, you need to have a cell for the day, month, year, amount, and also the category that we want to put that transaction into. So once we have our information arranged, then we simply, with the cursor anywhere, go to Data, Pivot Table, create Manual Pivot Table, and here we can choose the data that we want to include. So I can see that it is the data that I want to include. It's up until row 8, which is fine. And then I'll put it on a new worksheet, but I can insert the pivot table on the same worksheet if I want to. I'll just say OK. For the first example, if we want to just simply show let's say the average transaction amount for each month. So we drag the amount into the value section. Then we can choose what the data is going to do. We can have sum, count, average. So we wanted average. So click on average, then OK. And we said per month. So then we just scroll up here to month, and then we drag month to, let's say, the row. And over here we can see that the 5 is May and 6 is June. So we can say that the average transaction amount for May was $25. Average transaction amount for June is $100. If we wanted to do the total for each month, then instead of average, we would click sum. And then it's changed. Now, if we want to do, instead of average for each month, let's say that we want to show the total for each category, then we can drag the month out and then scroll down to category, drag the category into the row, and instead of, we've got sum, that's correct. Now we can see over here the total for eating out is $25. The total that we spent on health is $460. I've spent $71 on a telephone bill. Now we can also show do rows and columns. So let's pretend that we want to find out the total that we've spent on each category by each month. Then we go up here, and then we just grab the month field name and add it into this field area. So now we've got month, category, and sum. Now we can see, I don't have much data here, so it's not very clear, not a very good example, but we can see that in June, we spent $3.38 on finance expenses. So pivot tables are very powerful. We can use them to do a lot, and it's just good just to have a play around with it, dragging the field names into different field areas. And again, the most important thing to remember is that you need to have the information spread out. So in each cell, only have one piece of information. So whether that be a day or a month, don't try to, if you have lots of information in one cell, then you won't be able to separate it in the pivot tables. So that's it. I hope that that's useful for you. Cheers.